¿Quién ganó? ¿Quién ganó la Copa Internacional?
34 puntos y
Yo también hago, ese es Price. Es el que promociona
Yo no tengo ninguno en el puesto.
¿Sabes cuál es?
Yo tengo este.
El gratis.
Yo tengo este, pero no tengo cuenta ya.
Arroz. Nunca me dieron
no tiene cuenta. Tengo que poner el Social Security, tengo que ser mayor de 21.
A mí tampoco me deja por eso.
No, a mí no me
Quería
dejaron.
ser el que tiene Westport, pero no me deja porque era muy
Yo tengo la cuenta de
mi mamá.
Ahí se me
Pero haciendo eso, con $3,000 joder, macho.
Pero lo voy.
¿Qué le digo?
Pero eso no es para cambiar el Bitcoin. Quiero tener bastante plata y después ya sí.
Chicho, hoy marca gol y me desnudo en el campo ese hoy.
Sí va.
Voy.
Sí va. Pero ahí donde dice FPC, ahí está todo.
No, Lito, no.
Si hace quién, si hace Andro. Si hace Colando. Si hace Colando. ¿Te acuerdas?
Yo trabajo.
Ah, yo no.
Y te escribí, me dejaste en visto y me respondiste por WhatsApp.
Ya habla tanta mierda porque no. Y aparte fui yo el que te escribió en Instagram de regreso. Un toquecito otra vez.
¿Qué toquecito de tú estás jugando? ¿Qué haces, mano? Michelle en el campo, ¿qué estás jugando ahora mismo?
Yo que los pases no tenemos si a Kevin le da unos pases, a Kevin era más malo que José en el mundial.
Juega ahora. Vamos a jugar ahora.
Ay, yo ahora soy una mierda mal parido porque no voy no. No he ido desde hace 6 meses, mamá, huevo.
Una patada. Cansado, loco. Si el loco se cree Messi, mano. Se cree Messi.
¿Quiénes son el equipo? No entiendo.
Loco es Wade, Douglas, Bull, Jesse y 3 maricos más, porque son 8. Es un equipo de 8. No, yo estoy en el equipo de los cubanos. Penalti, por vamos, pausa esta pinta, a ver si empatan el partido.
Ay, creo que esos viejos. ¿Tú sabes cuánto tiene él? Como 37 por ahí. Como voy a estar viejo y tiene.
Se pusieron a fumar marihuana en medio del partido.
Yo no sé si fuman el marico, tampoco me importa. Lo puse y lo vas a ver que conorrea.
Ay, qué.
Ponte pesado
Y el come mierda de Julio ese ayer me dio un piñazo y todo, me tumbó la areta, se me perdió la areta. No, ando sin areta.
¿Cuál? Arete puta, no.
Mira quién habla, a la que le gusta que me ponga los aretes. Se ríe que todas las pingas.
Eso era cuando estábamos de novio.
Sí, no hables más pingas. ¡Es el balón, como mierda! ¡El balón! ¡Menos mal! ¡Como mierda! Mira, por los niños,
Good for an FPC goal! Come on, Bulldog fans, we need some game tonight.
Chain.
No, esto es béisbol.
Chain.
Se tiran feo, marica.
Esto
Es que lo único que se pone es
de
chain.
TD Maxx, de no comer. Esta es la película.
Marica.
Un problema me va a evitar. Esto es de golf, esto es de Nike, esto es de Pepsi.
Y por ahí me voy a comprar más. Vamos a esperar a ver, más zapatos. Ey,
Mira, tiene camisa de Colombia.
estoy vendiendo purple.
¿Qué es eso? Ah, pantalones.
Ay, pensé que estaba vendiendo puff. Yo quería como una puff.
Purple. 120 para ti, pero...
Córdoba. No, mira, me lo voy a decir, pero es mi número.
A ver, sí.
¡Arroz!
Ay, no ando con quién. Déjame.
¡Dale, muerto, mi amor!
¿Qué es esto? Mira qué bueno.
¡Dale, gordito! Mi vida, este, como nada, man.
Ojalá venga después que termine el partido para ver.
La última.
Que me chisme con vino. El gordo el mejor.
Mierda, no vieron la segunda ola.
Venía de allá. ¿Por qué le vas a besar el fuego?
Ah, ¿por qué tú me pegas a mí?
Yo no sé. Tú cállate.
Ella me pellica, no me pellica.
Se puede buscar unos zapatos a 1000 dólares.
No le busques
Quiero.
Está como mierda.
Entiendo todo vos, si yo compro una mierda malparido porque quieren que te haga el precio todo mierda.
Ganando y me va a dar frío.
Y me puta cada vez le quiere bajar más a los zapatos.
No,
Ve acá, si quieres te los regalo.
Déjame ver la cadena. Quiero ver la cadena.
tienes de oro. Problema.
Ahora la final.
No, no, 30.
Ey,
Déjame ver.
nunca me cambia de Leandro dos Santos.
Esto se rompe entonces.
No, esta mierda no es
Papi, que reparte el cheese. Reparte el queso.
No, parece otro él, papi, no.
Papi, digo al Dios. Que reparte el cheese.
Leandro los Santos. Uy, qué bizcochito.
Oye, mira, hay nada más que ponerle un condón en la cabeza y se parece a la pinta.
No, la torre.
Pero ¿por qué la pinta? Y le gusta hablar pinta de Niso.
Papi, tú eres dominicano y estás hablando cubano ahorita. Gordito, gordita mi vida. ¿Dónde está el gordito? Se encontró con el policía acostado.
Contra la muralla, chicos.
Hembo.
Mira, por lo menos empiezan 3-2 con dignidad.
Con dignidad. Ya el último tiempo.
Te llegan los supertetes.
¿Quién te
Esa mierda no les importa.
mamahuevo?
Cállate,
mamahuevo, tú no pagas, becerro. Ya conoce mi carro, ese está enamorado de mi carro, el mamahuevo ese, donde me ve me dice.
Vueltas, dando vueltas, parqueo, pinga, eso, ustedes dos.
Vueltas, habla más mierda este cabrón.
Y después, aquí atrás lo manqueaste.
Marica, se escucha, obviamente.
I got pretty much everybody's stats.
Suena muy duro. ¿Qué?
¡Mira! ¡Golazo!
3 goals, 10 assists.
Bueno, prende para que tú veas. No, en serio.
Aquí no se escucha.
Como el supino.
Otra para
Miami.
Bueno, yo quiero ver la de
Marico, de la ropa fea, weón. Yo no sé quién con esa vieja.
Mira,
No lo canta bien.
de la Rose, que parece con la niña que estaba hablando antes.
¿Quién?
Mira, pelo rojo. ¿Qué más?
No, pero tú
¿Qué más?
espérate, no le hagas caso a ella porque eso no
Ya va. Te hice la de mi cartera, te cabrón. No.
yo nunca cambié a ella, yo nunca. Permiso, eso. No le hagas caso,
Niveles, a ver.
Pero hay
Diablo, que
niveles.
pregúntale quién fue a su casa los otros días.
Tú no fuiste a mi casa.
Mira, Lizzy, pregúntale quién se quedó en tu casa los otros días.
Quiero saber.
¿Cuándo fue?
Quiero saber.
¿Fue a tu casa los otros días? Mentira, me gusta la ropa que dice. Ella canta serio, tiene una emisora que parece Pinocho, pero me gusta.
Esa vieja fea. Vamos a ver esa vieja. ¿De quién?
Do you know the starting lineups?
Pero ¿sabes quién está mejor? La mejor de todos.
Está diciendo que cuál es la mejor, yo qué sé.
Mano, Karol G, mano. ¿No te gusta Karol G?
It's Isaac, the two sports stars.
Acaso. Dime que tengo gusto
Yeah,
malo.
he and then Paolo and
Después que terminamos.
the other kicker, they're fucking.
Ya.
Tú estás viendo el blog.
Mike,
Pero yo no sé si él ve de aquí a allá.
Una tarde.
Una C.
Yo quisiera tener la crema afeitarle y hacerle así. ¡Bah! Mano, ¿tú eres agresivo? Ella me hizo agresivo. Yo era tan tranquilo. Ella me hizo agresivo.
No agresivo, tipo de putas. Me hace arrechar así mal, parido. Está mal, güey. Otro día más agarro a puño a alguien. Cualquiera quiere agarrar yo a puño, ¿qué?
11 including
Matanzas got the biggest software.
¡Ah! El portugués.
¡Oye, Cristian! ¡Eres malo con pinga!
¿Es el 10?
Creo que sí.
¿Es el hijo que juega? Mira.
No, ese es Seba.
Había uno nieto de Matanzas.
No.
No sé quién era.
Mira, Cristian es. ¡Cristian! El 19, sí.
El enano ese que está aquí.
Es que vino a la mierda.
Sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, team representatives, or fellow spectators will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Don't forget to visit the concession stand before you get all nice and cozy for the game tonight. You have your Bulldogs taking on crosstown rivals Matanzas Pirates.
once we get
It's
Lo
open
hizo, el carro tuyo está parqueado.
Thank you all so much for coming out. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
I don't know if we're going to watch it here.
Could the Matanzas High School varsity team please bring a varsity starting lineup to the press box? Thank you.
Dame el sistema de maquillaje.
Yo ahorita me quiero, me compro uno, pero primero necesito celular.
Por el 16. Clemente López había salido.
Dije 16.
Dijiste 17, maldita.
¿Qué me dijiste? Me dijiste maldita.
¿Viste?
What's up, Kevin?
Live from Sal Campanella as Mike greets another part of the Mike Lee Show circle there. Live from Sal Campanella Stadium in Palm Coast, Florida. It is Flagler County High School soccer for the second night in a row tonight. The El Classico, a battle of the boys teams, the Pirates and the Bulldogs, battling it out for bragging rights here in Flagler County, soccer bragging rights. And last night was our very first soccer game of the year. Rich Carroll along with Mike Lisho and John Austin. And, it was a lot of fun last night.
Certainly was. Sorry about that. I thought I had a few more seconds. I wanted to say hello to FPC pitcher Kevin Maya.
A little behind the scenes there. Live radio or television here today.
So, yeah, we had a great game last night, though. We're going to have another one tonight. This is going to be a battle between these two.
There should be a point system maybe. FPC got a couple points last night, and, we could get the equalizer tonight from the Pirates if they're able to pull through.
And it's interesting because historically the girls series has gone to FPC. They're now 22-2 all time. Matanzas on the boys side has been dominant. They're 11-4-4 and have won the last two and unbeaten in the last four. But they've all been close games, and I expect nothing different tonight.
John Austin, good to have you on the broadcast here. You'll be doing play-by-play tonight.
Yep.
You're a big soccer guy, right?
Yes, I am. I'm very excited to be on the broadcast tonight. It's been a busy last couple months, but I'm glad to be back in the booth with my two best friends, Mike and Rich. Are you guys seeing this kid on the field playing with a full suit on? I'm pretty impressed by that. He's kicking the ball 40, 50 yards.
Is he playing like that tonight? That's
I don't know.
incredible.
He's got that European soccer coach vibe kind of going right now.
I would be more impressed if there was a number on the back of that suit.
Yeah.
But
he looks good. He's kicking well, too, so I'm impressed. Oh, to be young.
So we have John Austin in the studio for the play-by-play tonight during the El Clasico. Bulldogs are having a big-time season. Mike, what's the story of these teams this year so far?
Oh, both teams very good. FPC is unbeaten in their last 7 games. And then Matanzas is 8-1-1 in the season. So both teams off to red-hot starts.
And that's what you hope for in a game like this. You want both teams to be having great seasons, and then there's a lot on the line because we talked about it before. Every time you have these Pirate-Bulldog matchups, a victory in this game can really propel you to some kind of winning streak, positive play, just positive vibes. And it could work in the reverse, too, because I think since we did the battle for Belterre, the Pirate basketball team has played well.
Yes, they have. And so everything's coming into frame for FPC and Flagler County, FPC wrestling, weightlifting teams down at Spruce Creek tonight. I did want to point out Jackson Grace will get the start in goal for Matanzas. He's the backup keeper, but he's done a pretty good job. A 1.20 goals against average. Stopped 85% of his shots, but he will be starting tonight in goal for Matanzas.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sal Campanella Memorial
As
Stadium.
the Bulldogs take the field here.
Of our visiting team from Matanzas High School. Number 3.
Thank you so much for joining us here tonight on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel for the El Clasico soccer battle between the Matanzas boys soccer team and the FPC boys, the Bulldog boys soccer team. And if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. We're trying to show the power of local sports, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We need your help. Subscribe to the Flagler Radio YouTube channel.
Are you going to change your handle tonight, Mike, to Football County?
Football County.
Close enough. I always say, I always tag them as Football County, or I often tag them.
To show you how much I know before the game, I said, all right, football is kickoff. What do they call it in soccer? And John Austin said, Kickoff.
Yep. Pretty straightforward.
Although is a kickoff really a kickoff in American football anymore? At least in the NFL.
We don't have enough time to get into my thoughts on the onside kick rule. I really hate what it's become. One of those people who did have some successful onside kicks is the FPC goalkeeper, Tegan Paulo. Tegan 8-0-2 on the year. He has 7 shutouts. Jackson Grace, by the way, 1-1 with a shutout this year for Matanzas. Pirates starting 11, joining Jackson Grace, Kai Bonner, Vincent Ferrer, David Nunes de Santos, Sebastian De Leon, Nico Correa, Alex Diaz, Jose Cortez, Matthew Simonera, Jonathan Costa, and Keegan O'Lynn. Bulldog lineup being introduced right now.
Yeah, FPC Bulldog coaches full suits, Mike, tonight. Old NBA look. I don't know if that's a soccer thing, but I see Ramton Amiri, who was in the booth with us yesterday. He's got a suit on out there.
He told me that that might be a possibility tonight.
So that's who John Austin saw before the game.
And he did a great job for us last night. We appreciated Coach Amiri joining us.
That's always fun to get when you get a coach in the booth, able to give you that coach perspective. Because we're fans, we're broadcasters up here, but when you hear from the coach, it's interesting to have that on the broadcast.
It is, and it was definitely a perspective that you and I would not have had last night, and so having him was invaluable.
As we're getting the starting lineups here, as Mike mentioned, both teams having great seasons, and there's always a little extra juice when you have two really good teams facing off in this FPC Matanzas matchup, evenly matched.
Yes, and Ramton Amiri is 0-3-1 against Matanzas. Beto Aguilar is 3-1-1 against FPC.
So in recent memory, would you say the Matanzas program has been a little more successful on the field?
A little bit more successful, but it's been close. Last year it was a 2-1 game. It was 2-0. The year before that it was a draw. The year before that. So these have been tightly contested games. So while Matanzas has had a pretty large lead in the series, I expect this to be a very tight game tonight. And I would say this, and John, maybe you'll agree with me here. I feel like a game this tightly contested, whoever makes the biggest mistake loses.
Especially on a field like that, it'll be interesting to see. Slippery pitch.
Stand by while we honor America here at Sal Campanella Stadium.
And now, would you please stand and remove your caps for the playing of our nation's anthem?
All right, we are moments away from the El Classico here at Sal Campanella Field. I know, Mike, you're not in the business of making predictions, but what kind of game do you think we could expect to see here tonight?
I expect I would expect either a 1-0 win by our team or a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be that close. I think both goalkeepers do a very good job. You were talking about the field, John, and this is the 4th game being played on this field in the last 25, 26 hours. So that's definitely going to be in play. They were fortunate it did not rain during the day today, so that helped because it could have been even worse. It wasn't great last night when I walked out there. I didn't really feel the need to walk out there. I think the evidence is pretty clear of how the field conditions are at this point.
Yeah, had some rain last night, and you could see the field is chewed up a little bit toward the end of that game as the rain was falling. You saw players losing their footing, so that could be interesting to see how that develops here tonight.
And certainly, and you know who to watch for tonight. I've talked to him on the sports. We talked to him last night, actually, and that is Jack Moberly, who has taken on an expanded role with FPC's leading scorer from a year ago, Aaron Binkley, out with an injury. Jace Zecca has been a dynamo. He's really come on strong these last few weeks. Of course, Tegan Paulo is always tough in net, and you got River Rodriguez, who's a rising star for the team, as well as Rami Amiri, the coach's brother, who he said he coaches a little harder than others on the team. I don't know if I believe that because Coach Amiri coaches everybody hard. Jonathan Costa has put together quite the campaign for Matanzas with their quick start, as has Christian Reyes, who is not available tonight.
If you're a striker tonight, you have to be kind of licking your lips at the thought of this slippery pitch. Should play really fast. Should be good for some attacking soccer tonight, I think.
And it's really chewed up there.
Yeah, it's kind of
two
sides of the coin.
So the goalkeepers, they're going to have a tough time keeping footing on those strikes.
It's a good thing they're both wearing all black because they would be pretty dirty after the first shot. There it is. You got Mr. Moberly wearing the captain's armband, number 24 for the Bulldogs.
Now, we were given the starters. They said Jackson Grace was circled as a starter. A little gamesmanship. That's Brandon Tavares, the regular goalkeeper, who is 6-0-1 on the season in the goal.
River Rodriguez gets us going. He passes it to Evan Papadakis, looking down the left wing. He's got some space. Oh, and a great tackle from the Matanzas captain. That field looks like it's going to be pretty slick to play on. Looks like they're almost walking on ice a little bit to get started.
And we'll see if they get more comfortable as the game goes on.
Kind of hard to see the numbers from here. Looks like Matanzas has two captains. Be a foul, so a free kick for Matanzas. About halfway between the midway line and the 18-yard box.
We have a mystery feedback coming from somewhere up here. That's not the broadcast.
I'm not sure who that is taking the kick, but he's lining up. Oh, and he plays it short. Looks like they're going to have a cross, and it's dealt with well by FPC in the box to get it out of play.
That was Jonathan Costa on that free kick.
Jonathan Costa. Little innovation there from Matanzas, trying to catch him off guard, but FPC was ready to roll on that one. Matanzas will get us started back in with a throw-in. Oh. A lot harder to see the numbers than it is for football.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time seeing the Matanzas numbers.
You should have seen the black jerseys last night, right, with the black numbers and the gray outlines, almost impossible to see.
Woof. Well, FPCs do seem to be a little bit easier to spot on the back. The front is not helping me a lot. The throw in. Both teams kind of feeling each other out right now. It's kind of like the beginning of a heavyweight boxing match. Everybody's just kind of circling. Ooh, crunching tackle at midfield, and FPC has the ball on the break. Great pass to Moberly. He shoots, he scores! Moberly, what a shot from 25 yards out. What a strike from Jack Moberly. Wow, the left-footed thunderbolt into the bottom right-hand corner. Jack Moberly, what a finish out of nothing, really.
Coach Amiri said last night that felt like the pressure was all on Matanzas, felt like FPC was a heavy underdog. Moberly's 15th goal of the season, and the Bulldogs strike first.
What a strike. I believe that was Evan Papadakis with the assist.
And that is his third of the season.
Great pressing, though. It was a great tackle. I didn't see who made the tackle at midfield, but that was great to get it to Papadakis. He slots it into Moberly, and Moberly just let it fly. You have to respect that, especially in these conditions. Slick playing surface, it bounced off the ground, found that way into the bottom right-hand corner. What a strike. What a way to get started. Less than 3 minutes into the game, and FPC has the lead.
And I think FPC is going to have to make Matanzas score here to win this game. FPC comes in with 40 goals in 11 games. Matanzas has played one less game but scored 15 times less.
Wow. I did notice that when I was looking at the stats. There's the FPC has quite a few guys on. You got Amiri and I believe Zeka already have at least 10 assists. And then Moberly with his 15th goal of the season, he's also got 7 assists. So they've been kind of racking it up out there. So if FPC can get them into kind of a basketball game, I think that would suit them very well.
Rami also has 10 goals.
There's Amiri with the throw-in, looking for River Rodriguez. Keegan Olin passes out to his right-hand side. Matanzas kind of feeling it out, trying not to get too shocked. That's Jonathan Costa passing back.
FPC averages about a goal a game more than Matanzas.
Oh, Mikhails Isaac with the sweeper action. Jay Zeka with a great pass to River Rodriguez. He's got a little space to the left-hand side. Oh, and he's moving. He tries to get the cross in, but it's well closed down by Sebastian De Leon. Interested to see how Matanzas handles this and comes back from it. Giving up a goal that early in a rivalry game like this, it can make you or break you, so it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Especially here on the road for them. Always home for us.
I was gonna say, it is on the road, but I did see quite a few Matanzas fans in the crowd today. It looked like it was a pretty even split, which you would expect given that it's, the crosstown rivalry. River Rodriguez intercepts the ball. He's looking downfield, and he is stonewalled there, but Papadakis gets the ball back. Rodriguez looking for some space. He hits a little toe poke from outside the box, and that rolls kindly to Jackson Grace, who's just taking a second to kind of take stock of what he's supposed to do next. He's going to play it long. Great punt.
Despite what it said on the sheet provided by Matanzas, it's actually Brandon Tavares in goal.
Oh, it is Brandon Tavares. My apologies to Mr. Tavares for that. Yeah, that field is looking more and more chewed up every minute that is played on it. You saw Jay Zeka mishandled the ball there, but you can't really blame him with how wet it is.
It's only the 4th goal Tavares has allowed in 8 games this year.
Wow. Matanzas is pushing a lot of players up the field. Only have one guy back at their at the halfway line.
This is kind of the opposite of how the Matanzas ladies played last night. They were leaving everybody back when the ball was on their offensive end. They were leaving 3 and 4 defenders back.
Yeah, and Moberly slotting back into play defense. Looks like FPC set up in kind of a 4-2-2-1-1 formation. Oh, and he plays it off the end line, looking towards the middle. Number 15, Sergio Posada, could not quite get the right nod on that. It was played in pretty quickly, so there wasn't a whole lot he could have done.
Great effort, though, by Sergio there.
Is that a product of the score? Do you think maybe Matanzas, they feel they have to be extra aggressive to make sure they don't go down by 2 goals and be really aggressive here in the first half and get the equalizer?
I would think so.
Everybody up the field.
I would think so. Like Mike said, they haven't scored a whole lot this year. Defense has kind of been the name of their game. And to give up a goal early like that, you see it a lot in the pros, like in the Premier League and stuff like that. When a team's set up to play more defensively, if they get down early, it kind of throws a wrench in their entire game plan. So it'll be interesting to see how they adapt.
Yeah, they wouldn't be pushing everybody up the field if they had a 1-goal lead.
No. I would imagine they'd have at least 10 guys behind the ball pretty much at all times.
And you saw Tegan Paulo show off the leg there on that kick.
Number 12, Jack Runno, dealing with those that bad footing out there. River Rodriguez plays a nice little through ball. Looks like Moberly's found himself on the left wing. Oh, and he dribbles. He's fouled, and it's going to be a free kick for FPC. Stoppage in play. I'm not sure if they're going to give him a yellow card for that. It looks like they are. It was a bit of a cynical foul. He saw that Moberly got past him. I'm not sure who I think that was number 8. Davey Nunos dos Santos, who got the yellow card on that one for Matanzas. And we'll have our first substitution of the game, Matanzas. Taking number 12, Noah Beck out. And I'm not sure who came in for him. I cannot read his jersey number from that far. But so FPC setting up for the free kick. Looks like they're pressing up a pretty deep line from Matanzas, playing very deep on this. I believe that's Papadakis to take the free kick. He plays it in, and it's headed, but a little too much mustard on that one, and it goes through the field goal posts. And it'll be a goal kick for the Matanzas Pirates.
Now, is that 3 points in soccer?
They wish. If we were playing Gaelic football, it would be. Matanzas trying to break out. FPC kind of filtering in. Now they're in more of a 5-2, 5-2-2, I believe? No, 5-2-3. My apologies. Oh, it's cleared out. Lingering near that center circle. Papadakis looks kind of like he's the engineer early on. He's like the quarterback. He's touching everything. Amiri Moberly. It's another one. Looks like that might have been a free kick, but the referee says play on. Not interested in it. Intercepted by Runo there. Moberly's got the ball again. And he's closed down very quickly by Keegan O'Lynn. Jack Runo takes the throw in. Papadakis, who's looking out there to that space on the left-hand side. Jace Zecca trying to find his way there, but shepherded out of play by Sebastian De Leon smartly to give Matanzas a goal kick.
About 9 minutes gone by. And Jack Moberly's 15th goal of the season. The only scoring thus far.
Matanzas looks to get on the break with FPC having a lot of players attacking. They're closed down very quickly. Another substitution for Matanzas. Number 4, Jason Tavares, coming in for number 22, who I do not have on my roster.
Never fails.
Little gamesmanship from Matanzas, you think, Mike?
I don't know.
Looks like Matanzas kind of trying to slow the game down, not get in that track meet kind of setup. River Rodriguez has been a pressing machine, though, in these first 10 minutes. He's been everywhere when Matanzas has the ball in their own half.
And when I spoke to Coach Amiri, he was very pleased with how far River Rodriguez has come this year.
Having a guy that can work like that, that's just going to run and run and run, close down the opposite team, really put them under pressure, that's huge.
That was Haley Salmons last night for the FPC girls.
Through ball to River Rodriguez. Oh, and it's going to go out of bounds for a corner. Good run from River Rodriguez. Great through ball that time from number 5, Felipe de Campos.
Great job closing in there.
It looked like Rodriguez might be through on goal. Looks like Papadakis will take the corner kick for the Bulldogs, who looks like they are not showing their hand. They're playing their cards kind of close to the chest on this one. Everybody kind of hanging around that 18-yard box area, waiting to rush into the penalty area. Papadakis takes the, ooh, that fooled me. It looks like it's going to be another corner kick. It took deflection. Not quite sure who got the header on that one. Oh, that was Rami Amiri with the header, but deflected and out of bounds. It'll be another FPC corner kick. Papadakis lines it up. The in-swinger, a little deeper this time. Oh, and Felipe de Campos tried to get on the end of it, but just couldn't quite connect. Hit him off the knee, and that'll be a goal kick for the Matanzas Pirates.
So the Pirate defense holds there.
Felipe de Campos was wide open. He couldn't quite get his feet sorted out. Went off the knee, straight out of bounds. It was a good corner kick, though. Had a lot of distance on it.
So far, the struggle, though, for Matanzas has been getting the ball into their own half.
Yeah, FPC's been pressing them pretty well. As you can see, they only have 4 guys behind the halfway line. They're kind of trying to keep Matanzas under the cosh, as they would say.
Is that what they would say?
Tightening the screw.
I understand that one.
Yeah. Sorry about that. That was all my Premier League was showing on that one.
That's why you're here.
Great footwork there from number 16, Matthew Simonera, but sloppy field ends up taking him out of bounds. Rami Amiri looking to find some space, but he cannot. Great closing down there from Nunos dos Santos. Through ball. It is punted down the field. River Rodriguez has it, though, and he's got a little bit of space. He finds Jack a little bit behind Jack Moberly, but Runo runs onto it, and he's fouled. That's going to be another free kick just outside of the 18-yard box for the FPC Bulldogs. Interesting to see what they're going to do here. In a bad position if they're going to try and take a shot, but it looks like they could play a cross in. Amiri and Papadakis deliberating over who will get to take this one.
Pass to Moberly was a little long, but Runo able to find his way back into the play.
Yeah, he really hauled up there. Looks like Amiri's going to be taking it. Not quite sure that's exactly where the foul occurred, but the referee seems to be letting them take it there. Looks like it's going to be an in-swinger from Amiri. It is cleared authoritatively there by Kai Bonner. No nonsense about that one. Oh, and it's cleared again this time, but it's going to play all the way back to Tegan Paolo. I believe that might be his first action of the game thus far. He's been a little bored back there for the first 15 minutes or so of this game. Paolo's going to punt it long. Great punt, wow. Solid 70-yard punt there from Tegan Paolo.
We've seen it all year.
Yep. Matanzas just looks a little disjointed right now, Mike. They look like they're not quite sure. They look a little shell-shocked.
I think that's exactly what it is. They were not expecting to have to play from behind so early in the game. That goal came 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the game.
Chase Zecca tidying up for the FPC Bulldogs. There's Jonathan Costa. Ooh, and a through ball, and he's going to be offside. That was number 15, Sergio Posada. Started his run a little too early.
And I think that's what happens when you're playing from behind and you're trying desperately to get that goal back. You get a little impatient there.
Yeah, he was a little overzealous, one might say. But FPC content to kind of take the air out of the ball a little bit. Finds River Rodriguez. Great touch to bring it down. And they're going to play the advantage. River Rodriguez running into space. Great close down there from Kai Bonner to not let him onto his left foot to get that shot away. But River Rodriguez, great touch and run there. But Kai Bonner cleaned it up for him. Man, that's a pretty big dude, Kai Bonner. Big center back right there. Jay Zecca to take the throw in for the Bulldogs. Back to Zecca. It'll be another throw in for the Bulldogs here. Zeka looking for Amiri in the middle. He can't quite get a clean touch on it, though, and Matanzas clears again. But Jack Runo, it looks like they're ice skating out there, Rich.
Yeah.
Be a throw-in for the Matanzas Pirates with almost 17 minutes gone in this game. Getting some intel from Mike Licio right now. Had some not listed numbers on the roster. Now we are updated, so thank you to Mike Licio.
I think there's still one or two that aren't, but there aren't on either roster.
That is going to be a foul, and I assume a yellow card there on Jonathan Costa. It was a cynical foul on Felipe de Campos. But the referee seems content to just give him a talking to and say, not again, young man. And the game will continue. Amiri to take the free kick. I'm sorry, that looks like Noah Daly. He plays it into the box. Great pass. Ooh. Looks like there was a foul on Matanzas center back Kai Bonner, which will give Matanzas a free kick inside their own penalty area. And that'll kind of take the pressure off them for a little bit.
And FPC had a great look there.
They did. That almost looped in off the post or the crossbar. Matanzas still trying to figure out a way to effectively get the ball out of their own half. And the pass for Sergio Posada was overcooked. Runo to take the throw in. This game still just looks a little disjointed, Mike, which I think honestly right now suits FPC. They look like they're just waiting to play on the break, and like you said before the game, waiting to make a mistake. Runo with a good run, but the ball just gets away from him out of bounds.
The Pirates just can't hold possession long enough to do anything meaningful with it.
No, and it seems like Coach Amiri told, and River Rodriguez running onto the ball, but he can't quite sort his feet out, and it is kicked out of bounds by Keegan O'Lynn. That'll be a corner kick for the FPC Bulldogs.
This was very much the story last night as well for Matanzas.
The press from FPC seems to be suffocating the Matanzas Pirates down there. They can't really get more than one or two passes together before they either just hoof it downfield or it runs away from them. Papadakis to take the corner. He takes it on the floor. Oh, and it's faked. Great strike from Amiri.
Yeah, that was a save from the Matanzas player, not even the goalie that time.
Something
Stopped
off the
ball.
something off the training ground. The little dummy from the first runner left Amiri wide open to take the shot, but it was blocked bravely by a Matanzas defender, and then a foul was committed in the follow-up to that. So Matanzas can breathe for a little bit again, but this press from FPC seems to still be going pretty strong. It'll be interesting to see how they can maintain that over the span of 80 minutes, though. Pass down the right wing, and again, it just gets away from Matanzas and dribbles out of bounds.
And maybe as the game goes on, that's something that turns in Matanzas' favor.
Yeah, FPC has not made a substitute to my knowledge thus far, and you wonder if those legs will start to get tired at a certain point. But if they can maintain this press for 80 minutes, they have a very good shot at winning this game.
Now, this is the only game they've played in about a week, so they should be pretty fresh out there.
Looks like we have a water break now. Yep, and we're going to take that break with them. You're watching Flagler County Soccer on the WNZF Sports Network. back here at Sal Campanella Stadium for El Classico between the Matanzas Pirates and the FPC Bulldogs. The FPC Bulldogs find themselves up with 19:46 to go here in the first half after an absolute wonder strike from Jack Moberly from about 25 yards out with his left foot into the bottom right-hand corner.
Just 2 minutes, 10 seconds into the game. So they just made an announcement over the loudspeaker. FPC women's soccer player Catherine Ouellette, Baby Rempy as I call her,
Oh, yeah?
is up for News Journal Athlete of the Week. I'll have to explain that nickname in
That
a
was
minute.
a pretty harsh tackle there. That's going to be a stoppage and I believe a yellow card for
And it is.
Papadakis. It was a pretty rash challenge, so I think a yellow card, honestly, I think he's okay with that. Papadakis is going to take a seat on the bench there, and number 13, Dylan Hardesty, is going to see his first action of the night for FPC's. Oh, it looks like they also subbed in. No. I thought number 8, I just hadn't called his name yet. Andro De La Rosa.
So Catherine's nickname is Baby Rempy because she reminds me of the hockey player Matt Rempy in that she's snapping necks and cashing checks. She plays, I would say, like a fourth line. I always describe it as a fourth line hockey defenseman. She only knows how to play the game at one speed, and that's
Full
she puts
speed.
the metal down. Yeah,
Yeah.
she puts the pedal to the metal, and she
All gas, no brake.
and she
Where did
will
that come from?
she will knock some people senseless if they need it.
Looks like River Rodriguez is also taking a blow, which honestly, with how much he's been pressing, you want to keep him fresh throughout this game. Number 14, Caden Alvarez replaces him. Looks like it's going to be his job to run around and harass the Matanzas defense as they try to get out of their own half.
And this is a time where Matanzas has to take advantage.
So just to be clear, at this level, if you're substituted for, you can be brought back into the game?
Yes.
Yep, it's not like the Premier League or MLS where once you get substituted, you're done. Good clearance there from FPC as Matanzas had some guys lining up in the box. Speak of the devil, there's Mr. Caden Alvarez, who's gotten his first touches of the game. He's looking for Mr. Moberly. That is intercepted, and Matanzas
Nice move.
might have a break. Great touch there from number 16, Matthew Seminara. Hoping Moberly is fouled there by number 8, Nunos Dos Santos, and he is not going to have his name taken there by the referee as a yellow card. Escapes with just a warning. This referee seems to be pretty lenient so far, Mike.
Yeah, he does. You got to be careful of that in a rivalry game.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be too chippy yet, but we'll see as tempers flare as it goes on. We'll see what happens.
And those substitutions, you can see Matanzas has had a little more fluidity with those guys on the bench.
Oh, great dribbling there, but he's got his, some pretty good tackles there at midfield. Jack Moberly in pursuit. Matanzas looking to get out. Nunos Dos Santos plays it out onto the left wing for number 5, Vince Ferrer. He's looking, but Felipe De Campos has been everywhere for the Bulldogs tonight, just cleaning up. He and Kai Bonner alike on either side of on the pitch. They've been kind of sweeping up everything.
Then there's a foul on the push.
Yep. Another substitution for FPC. Looks like Mr. Papadakis is going to find his way back into the game for Andro La Rosa.
"16 minutes to go in the half."
Referee was not happy with that substitution, so Mr. La Rosa rejoins the field as Papadakis has to wait a little bit. Paolo surveying the field. He's going to lump it down, and it's intercepted by Matanzas. That's going to be offside on Jonathan Costa. Give FPC the ball again, and I believe the opportunity to substitute, maybe?
That's another thing Matanzas has struggled with here tonight, staying on side when they have an opportunity.
Yep, they're just a little overzealous. You get excited because they haven't had very many chances thus far. Felipe De Campos controlling the tempo right now. There it is, Costa. He looks and finds Simonera. Looks down the wing. He's got Posada, and Posada is fouled quite theatrically, and Matanzas is going to have a free kick. And it looks like Noah Daly is going to find himself on the wrong end of a yellow card as well.
Yeah, he was not happy with that.
Nope. Noah Daly is going to go have a seat after that one. Is that a rule where if you get a yellow card, you have to go off the field?
You
Is
know,
it like
I
a
wasn't
penalty
sure
box?
about that. I'll ask.
All right. Mike Licio is on the case. Matanzas has a free kick. Looks like they should be able to cross it into the box. They're wandering around trying to figure out where the holes are in this FPC defense. Oh, they're making him take it back a little bit. He was a little too far advanced. Mike's coming back with an answer for us on that rule.
So they do have to come off, but they can sub it back in at the next stoppage.
Oh, wow. And the ball is well cleared by FPC on that one. Caden Alvarez closed down Matanzas very well there. Kind of takes the pressure off of FPC a little bit. They're looking again. Christian Reyes finds Jonathan Costa. He's looking for Simonera. Simonera maintains possession somehow. Finds Posada.
Matanzas
Jay
about
Zecca just gets rid of it, but he finds Caden Alvarez, who's got a lot of space but nobody with him. He's got some friends looking to join him. Amiri comes up and the pass just gets away from him a little bit. There's that man, De Campos again. Pass down the wing again, Christian Reyes. He's got a little space, but he's got two FPC Bulldogs in between him and the center, and they close him down. Zecca is going to clear. Alvarez might be able to get on the end of that. He looks like he kept it in, but Kai Bonner is there to sweep up. Matanzas, they still can't quite piece it together, and I don't know if it's maybe the field or if it's the FPC press, but they look like they've started to find the wings. That seems to be where they're looking.
They definitely have come out of the water break and played a lot better on this end of the field.
Well, it looks like their coach has told them, like, stop trying to go through the middle so much. Find Reyes or Posada on the wings, kind of spray it out there and see if they can get some space.
Costa had the lone goal in a 1-1 draw with Fleming Island, who was undefeated at the time, about a week and a half ago at the Ship.
And you can see they're trying to push it to the side, and that seems to be where all the space might be. Reyes tries to get on the end, but he's closed down by Runo, and then it'll be a throw-in for the Matanzas Pirates. In one of my blind spots. So I'll refer to Mike for this one because I can't quite see it.
So that's going to be Ferrer on the throw-in. There it is.
Back in my line of sight. Amiri's got the ball. Jonathan Costa in pursuit. But Amiri looks like he's got the legs to beat him. Amiri just keeps on running and takes it all the way before he's tackled out of bounds. So it'll be another corner kick for the FPC Bulldogs. Interested to see what they try to do here. Last time they had that dummy that almost went for an Amiri goal. We apologize about the feedback. Not quite sure what the source of that is. Looks like that might be. Oh, and it's a goal! Looked like it might have been an own goal.
I believe that deflected off of DeCampos.
And FPC has a 2-0 lead. I almost didn't see it.
Looked like it deflected off of DeCampos there. And that is another assist for
Papadakis?
And that would be his second of the game.
Papadakis has kind of been everywhere this game. Definitely making his mark on this version of the El Clasico. That goal caught me off guard. I didn't even, it was a quick corner. I was expecting him to take a little more time to set it up. And apparently Matanzas thought so too. So the FPC Bulldogs are up 2-0 right now on the Matanzas Pirates. And if you're Matanzas' coach, Mike, what are you thinking here?
You've got to go on the attack, but you also got to get your team to settle down. Like I said, they are not a team that particularly...
Sounds like they're giving credit on the goal to Rami Amiri.
That works for me.
But I believe Papadakis would still get the assist. So that was a great corner from him.
So Amiri's 11th goal of the season. Second leading scorer in the county.
Behind his own teammate, Jack Moberly. Matanzas looking to play it out. We've got a new striker in Tim Shostakov. Jake Zecca looking at his options. He finds Papadakis, who's fouled. It's going to be another stoppage. Looks like that might be a yellow card. And it is a yellow card. I can't see who that's for. I believe that might be Posada.
I think you are right.
I'm just going positionally on that. I cannot see the numbers on his jersey at all. But it'll be another free kick for FPC. They look like they're not committing too many bodies forward right now. But people are starting to trickle down. Noah Daly to take the free kick. Looks like he might just try and hoof it into the middle. See if they can conjure up another free kick goal. Oh, and it bounces, but it's cleared by Kai Bonner. Jonathan Costa, he finds Reyes on the wing. Reyes is looking for Shostakov, but Paolo comes out and clears well.
Little dangerous for Teagan to be out that far, isn't it?
Yep. I think he was just looking for something to do, honestly.
We had a scare last night with FPC. Natalie Neal was way out in front of one, and it just missed the net.
Matanzas looks like they're kind of trying to collect their thoughts right now, but I don't know how much time they're going to have to be able to do that. This FPC press, I think, has them a little befuddled, Mike.
And the 2-0 lead plays right into it for FPC.
Another clearance from DeCampos. He's been kind of a brick wall for FPC tonight. Seems like every time I look up, he's making a clearance. Papadakis, good header. Jack Moberly is lurking around the 18 box as a true poacher would. Oh, that's a pretty,
I heard that one up here.
Yeah, we could hear that pop. That was a tackle from Jack Moberly on Nunos de Santos. It'll just be a free kick, nothing more. Referee content to not give a yellow card or anything, which I think is fair. It looked like it was just a coming together. I don't think there was any malicious intent with that. Matanzas will try and get the game restarted. 9:20 to go on the clock here in the first half. Down 2-0 to their crosstown rivals, the FPC Bulldogs. Oh, and Costa, he's got the ball. He's looking to play a through ball. Matanzas. Oh, and FPC, after a little bit of a scramble, gets it out. It looked like Nunes de Santos was going to get on the ball, but he couldn't quite get a clean boot on it after Paolo came up to try and clear it. And the FPC defense kind of came together to get rid of it. Looks like we got a substitution. Mr. River Rodriguez coming back into the game.
That was great job by the FPC defense after the goalkeeper was taken out of the play.
It was. Paolo had to do what he had to do, but sometimes that just happens. Oh, and Matanzas, another goalmouth scramble that's cleared by the FPC Bulldogs. Great awareness there from the defense to get it out of there. Great tackle there from Jay Secca on the far side of the field. FPC breathes a sigh of relief after 2 goalmouth scrambles that somehow end with the score still 2-0.
And the defense has helped their goalkeeper out a lot tonight.
Bit of a mist developing out there. Can't help the conditions.
Yeah, it looks like summer. Feels kind of like summer. Unseasonably warm here tonight in Flagler County.
And that evening dew will make that slick field slicker.
Matanzas still trying to piece something together. That's Jason Tavares. He finds Vince Farrar, who finds Reyes, but Reyes is closed down by that man, DeCampos, again. If you like big center backs, this game is the game for you between Bonner and DeCampos. Especially DeCampos, he's just eating everybody's lunch when they get in contact with him.
And we saw Ferreira stumble a little bit.
Yeah.
And that patch of the grass doesn't look that bad, but
every once in a while you'll see somebody look like they got caught on ice and they're kind of slipping around.
turf monster. And that's going to land somewhere near I-95.
I'll get it on my way home. Rodriguez tried to do a little innovative flick. Couldn't quite get the touch right. How slick it is. Would have been hard to pull that off on a perfectly dry surface. One of the visiting fans is going to get to go home with the ball, but there's no one in the stands. So
they are making the ball boys work tonight.
They are. Oh, and Jack Moberly gets on the end of that one. He's got 3 defenders in front of him, but River Rodriguez makes a good run to pull one of them. Moberly tries to get to the corner. Looks like, yep, and he's going to get himself a corner. Industrious run there from Jack Moberly. He had 4 defenders in front of him. River Rodriguez made a good run to pull one of them off him, and he followed that run, took it to the corner flag, and said, I'm going to give me a corner. See what Mr. Papadakis can cook up. Although it looks like it might be Noah Daly who's going to take this one. The in-swinger. Ooh, Mikhail Zizek was trying to get on the end of that one. He just could not quite get there. A little too much mustard on it. That'll be out of bounds for a throw-in for Matanzas.
And if we learned anything from football season, it's hard to get a ball too far out in front of Mikhail Zizek.
It really is. He's electric. He's played really well tonight, too. It's been quiet because Mr. DeCampos has been just tearing it up. He gets involved again. Jonathan Costa is dispossessed there by Jace Zecca, who also has had a great night there at left back.
And he has been a spark plug for this team this year, Jace Zecca.
Yeah, I think he likes to attack, but tonight he's been more defensive-minded, and he's played very well. Especially up 2-0, there's no reason for your left back to be marauding forward. Throw in again for Matanzas. They'll try to get something going here with just about 4 minutes to go in the first half. Zizek with the clearance. That's going to be a foul on DeCampos. Got a little too much of Shostakov there. And it'll be a free kick for the Pirates that Jonathan Costa is standing over, looking to see if they can find a spark here for the Matanzas Pirates. It's been tough sledding today.
36 minutes in, Matanzas still looking to get on the board.
Costa plays a great floated ball that goes off the crossbar. Wow. I'm not sure if that's what he intended to do, but if he did, that was a heck of a ball.
Yeah, Tegan Paulo might have gotten a hand on that, but that was a great kick.
It was. He had that slice, that English on it, a little backspin. Looked like it might just nestle in the top corner there, but Tegan Paulo breathes a sigh of relief as FPC has a goal kick here. And if you're FPC, I would imagine here you're just kind of trying to get to halftime without giving up a goal, get there with the 2-goal lead. Papadakis looking around, wins his team a throw-in that they are in no hurry to take.
Three minutes left.
Brian Jenkins with the throw-in. He finds Moberly, whose flick finds River Rodriguez, and Moberly is stonewalled there by Keegan O'Lynn. But River Rodriguez picks up the pieces, and then Kai Bonner comes in authoritatively twice. Clean tackles both times, though, from Kai Bonner. He gets up a little limping, but it looks like he'll be okay. Matanzas still trying to get the ball out of their own half. This FPC press has really thrown a wrench in things for them this first half.
And they responded better in about the last 10, 12 minutes, but still not really getting a lot of opportunities.
No, I think, and River Rodriguez has it. He's got a couple men in front of him, though. He looks for Moberly, but there were just too many Pirates back in defense. I'm interested to see as the game goes on, though, if there are going to be that many Pirates that stick around at the back, because eventually they're going to have to start pushing forward.
Well, I would say the last 7 minutes, the Pirates have had more possession time than the Bulldogs, but most of the game has been played at midfield.
Yeah.
Bulldogs not very aggressive right now with the 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and you can see when Matanzas gets that ball forward, there's five, like the FPC Bulldogs drop into a almost flat back 5 where you have both fullbacks tuck in. You have Zyzik, DeCampos, and Noah Daly there at the back, and they just kind of suction everything in. They got a full wall back there, so interesting to see. That must be a tactical move there from Coach Amiri.
Pirates can't seem to get through that wall.
Just about a minute left here to go in the first half, and it does look like the Bulldogs are kind of just looking to take this one to halftime and then try to make Matanzas blink in the second half, see if they can get them to make another mistake.
And something I've seen FPC do a couple times this year, they come out of the half very aggressive. So I would expect that going into the second half, they're going to try and make it a 3-0 game. I don't think they're going to be happy to just sit at 2-0.
I agree, and I think 3-0 in this game, I wouldn't say it's quite done and dusted, but unless Matanzas can figure out a way to get through this middle of the park, because Matanzas has just congested it so much in the middle. And they were trying to work it on the sides, and that was working a little bit, but they couldn't quite get they couldn't get any of the crosses in because of those 3 center backs that FPC is playing with.
Now, obviously, in the last minute, FPC wasn't going to try anything too outrageous. You don't want to leave yourself exposed on the back end.
You got 10 seconds left here. Looks like Jenkins is going to dribble it down. And that looks like that'll be just about the end of the first half here at Sal Campanella Stadium. With your score, Bulldogs 2, Pirates 0.
Impressive first half of soccer from the FPC Bulldogs. Pretty much dominating the time of possession. If you missed the 2 goals they scored in the first half, you can always move it back on YouTube, right, and check out the replay.
I'll help you with that. Jack Moberly scored his 2 minutes and 10 seconds in the game. Rami Amiri scored his 27 minutes and 55 seconds into the game.
So go back, check it out. Those goals brought to you by the WNZF Sports Network, Flagler Radio YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us for the El Classico, battle for soccer bragging rights in Flagler County between the FPC Bulldogs and the Matanzas Pirates. If this is your first time joining us, we appreciate you. Please subscribe to the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. You'll get alerts anytime we have a game going.
This is John.
So we really appreciate you joining us. Please subscribe to the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back. It is halftime here at Sal Campanella. We'll be back in just a minute with a special guest.
2:04 left in the halftime. Mike Licio, John Austin, Rich Carroll here with you. And we've got a special guest. Joining us is the FPC ladies JV coach and assistant head coach of the varsity team, Coach Kat Bradley. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Of course, of course. Thank you for having me.
Big win last night for the girls.
Yes, for the girls. It was awesome. Varsity played outstanding. Can't complain. I mean, probably could have had 8 or 9 goals, but a win is a win in the books. And the young girls are playing absolutely amazing right now. And, you know, the freshman core are now the sophomore core, and they're gelling. They're playing good soccer. And then we have Issa, Nat, and Eva, the juniors, and then only 2 seniors. So just good soccer right now. And then you have great soccer tonight, and just so proud.
Now, I will talk about this game in just a moment. I just want to ask you, I've asked this question of a lot of the girls.
Yeah.
That 10th grade class you have, I mean, they are outstanding.
Super.
They had to play a lot last year.
They did,
Injuries kind of bit you around this time last year. The injury bug bit you guys pretty
different.
heavy.
Injuries got us bad last year. Thankfully, you know, won this year, and it's a superstar. It's Lorelei, you know, our fast go-getter girl. You know, and she hurts us. It hurts us not having her, but, you know, on the flip side, last year we didn't have Issa, which was a big it was a big part of our team, and now we have Issa back, and there are 2 types of players. I mean, Issa is a incredibly talented technical player and so crafty, and Lorelei is as well, but Lorelei also just has so much speed that's just gifted to her. And I think we all were like, what are we going to do without Lorelei? But we also we were not sure what the Issa deal was going to be. And Issa has just kind of taken on that challenge. And also Issa, I think, is playing for Lorelei, and as is the team. So you fill in that spot with Issa, and a couple other girls are playing that right winger spot. As I mean, we have so many girls that can go out there and play right winger up top. But it's been a good season, and we have some big games coming up, and thankfully we'll get to break, and they can get some days off because they played back-to-back this week, and they have a huge game coming up on Friday. And different season, but good. It's been great.
But I think that experience that those 10th graders got last year has paid huge dividends for your team.
Definitely. You know, not many girls have to play the elite level of, you know, you can go and play small schools, but we're a pretty big school playing in big time games, and they had minutes on minutes, and thankfully we're able to give them minutes this year, but also give them some subs. But I think you're seeing it. Last night you saw. I mean, Matanzas didn't really get to challenge us. I mean, our defensive line was outstanding, and all of them underclassmen.
Marley, Eva last night.
Gianna Reyes, Tacey Cook, Laura Herrera. I mean, and then the list goes on and on.
Haley Savins was everywhere last night.
She's a monster.
That pass that Ivy made to Issa on that
so
first
good.
goal.
Just class, pure class.
Now, turning to this game.
Yeah.
FPC, I talked to Coach Amiri last night. He said he felt like they were the underdog here, and they felt like the pressure was all on Matanzas in this game. Do you feel like Matanzas is feeling that pressure so far?
Oh, yeah. Definitely, and I personally love the pressure. You know, it can be tough to bring, but I knew this was going to happen. You know, when you win a lot, you kind of get a little bit of a cockiness to you, and, you know, you have to kind of, when you come to our place, you got to bring it. And I think with the Bulldogs scoring early, that was a lot of pressure. And when you got to play under pressure, you got to calm down and settle down. And I don't know if Matanzas was able to settle down yet. And then FPC kept bringing it, and Coach Amiri kept definitely telling them to press and press. And with the speed with Jay Seca and Giacomo Burley, it's kind of like the girls almost. There's so much speed that if you can't defend it, it's going to be hard to go 40 minutes on both halves. And they have not stopped. FPC has not stopped with that speed. And they're defending very well. Felipe is playing a fantastic game, and then Jay Seca is having a fantastic game. Rami is playing amazing out of the midfield right now. He is just going up and down the field. He's fit as they come. You know, he puts in the work. His brother wouldn't let him do anything, you know, less.
No, we talked about that last night. He says he's extra hard on Rami, and I felt like I'm glad you brought that up because defensively it felt like it was a lot like last night's game where
definitely.
Matanzas just couldn't get any opportunities in their own end
And
of
I'm
the
sure
field.
they're talking right now, and I'm sure they're going to bring it, and I'm sure Coach Amiri with the Bulldogs are going to come out with a plan. So it's going to be a very exciting second half, and it's been a little bit chippy, and thankfully nothing crazy yet. But it's been very, a good passing game, I feel, and both goals were great. But I think for FPC to score that early was key, and they need to keep up the press.
And this seems like a Matanzas team that hasn't played a lot from behind, and it's not necessarily something that all teams are good at doing. If you have a team like FPC does a good job of, they attack, they play very aggressive offensively.
Definitely.
So I think it'd be a different, if they were down 2-0, I think it'd be a different game where
it's
they
hard.
wouldn't be so much out of their comfort zone. I think Matanzas is very much so
As
right
somebody
now.
I know very well, the one and only Coach Howard would say the most deadliest lead in the game of soccer is 2-0. So really for FPC, it's to score again and to defend. And I think with Tegan in the goal, he's such a leader. And then with Felipe and Mikhail, they're great in the back. And then you add in the other guys in the midfield, and they're really connected, this Bulldog team. I personally have watched them put in the work all summer long, and I don't know if they've gotten that reward yet. I don't think they've had their names in the paper. I don't know if anyone has ever really told them, and they deserve it. And we all at FPC have seen them, how hard they worked, and in the Flagler County area, it's time to go prove it. And right now they're proving it. They need to go prove it for 40 more minutes. But this is fun. I'm so proud right now of them and the coaching staff and the boys, for sure.
And Tegan, it was funny last week when we were out here for that cold Deltona game.
Yeah.
And Tegan came in the second half, and he scored a goal.
I know.
I talked to Coach Robinson, and he said, well, Tegan can provide such a spark from the team.
So much.
He said, but when he's on the other side of the field, the team can't feed off that energy. So he put him in, and he scored a goal.
Tegan, he plays with his emotions, and, his brother, who's on the coaching staff, Tanner, is definitely the same way as a coach. And they're fun to watch together. And Coach Amiri is the same way, and he definitely leads by example. And so the boys right now, like I said, they need to lock in and play 40 hard minutes. But I know Matanzas is going to bring it. I'm sure they're telling them some good strategy right now. So let's see what's going to happen.
Put yourself in Coach Aguilar's shoes right now. If that's your team, what are you telling them going into the second half?
Probably score the first 5. Settle down. Find your balance. We got to press hard. They've got to find a threat, and they've got to find a way to get in behind, because they really haven't gone in behind the defense. And I don't know if they're going to change how they come out, as in they're starting 11. They've got to definitely score for early. They can't wait to score. If they wait the last 10 minutes to try to score, that's going to be too late.
A couple times they've gotten behind, but they've been offside. How do you hold that off?
FPC's also doing very well when Matanzas gets in. They have not just one defender; they're having 2 defenders in. They're closing in quickly. So Matanzas has to figure out something when they go forward. It can't just be 1 or 2. They got to transition definitely a little bit more quickly. I would say, but for obviously a little bit more of an FPC person, do what you're doing. Don't change much, and just stay the course.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for all the support, all of you. We appreciate it. It's all about the kids around here, and keep supporting the kids. Thank you, guys.
Vote Catherine Ouellette for News Journal Athlete of the Week. I know Coach Cat would want me to get that in there one more time. We appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, we are moments away from the second half here of the El Classico. Bulldogs dominated the first half. What do the Pirates have to do to get back in this one?
Score. That's what Coach Cat said.
Is it that simple, John?
Score and score early, Coach Cat said.
I think they just need to they need to calm down. In that first half, you could see they were frazzled by the press. It just suffocated them. And if they can figure out a way, I think getting to the wings more helped a lot in that first half. Like, both times they actually almost scored a goal was because they passed it out to Reyes on the wings. So they need to stop trying to go through the middle, because this game plan from FPC has been brilliant. It's just to congest the middle of the park and not let them through. And so they have to basically adapt to that. But here we go.
Once again, want to thank Coach Cat Bradley for joining us. If you don't know Coach Cat's story, I think you should do a little Google search on Coach Cat Bradley and Cat Strong and all she's been through. One of the toughest people I know, although if she hears me, I'm not saying anything nice about her. I don't want her head to swell, but we really appreciated her.
Well, you go ahead and say something nice about me then, Mike, please.
Impossible. Not going to happen.
Here we go. Papadakis getting back on the ball, and that's going to be another free kick.
That one was pretty easy to call.
Yeah.
That was a clear shove.
Yeah.
It was a cynical foul, but the referee reluctant to reach into his pocket for that one, so it's just going to be a free kick, nothing more. Not even a talking to from the ref on that one.
And I will say I expected that FPC was going to come out aggressively and didn't want to sit on a 2-0 lead.
Most dangerous lead in soccer is what they say. Amiri plays it in, kind of a flat ball. That's going to be offside on FPC. Looks like they got a little ahead of themselves on that one, so Matanzas will be able to finally get possession really for the first time in this second half.
If you're just joining us, 2 goals in the game. Jack Moberly just 2 minutes and 10 seconds in, put one in, and then Rami Amiri off a corner, 27 minutes and 55 seconds in for FPC.
Isaac with the clear. Looks like they're still playing with 5 at the back for FPC, which I wouldn't know, wouldn't see why you would want to change that now anyway. Papadakis.
Turf Monster got him there.
Yeah.
Costa got tripped up. I mean, that field is...
Looks a little icy.
Yeah. And it'll probably get worse as it cools down.
Matanzas still trying to play out from the back. And if this first 2 minutes is anything to go off, they look just as frazzled as they did in the first half, Mike.
It really took 30 minutes of the game for them to really get settled in on the offensive end.
There they go. That's number 7, Robert Sarasi.
Yes, Sarasi.
He's got a very clean jersey. He just came into the game, so.
Shout out to Peyton Sarasi of the FPC cross-country team who broke her own school record 3 times.
Wow.
Including at state as a freshman.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I've said it on the Rich and Mike show. I'll say it here. Peyton's going to win a state championship at some point in her FPC career. The second half's really started off like the first for the Pirates.
Yep, the Bulldogs are keeping the pressure up. It looks like they're not pressing quite as far forward, but they are. As I say that, they're starting to press further forward. So let's put my foot in my mouth on that one. River Rodriguez, he's just got Energizer batteries going. He's just chasing every ball, making life hard for Matanzas, making them think about every pass they play, especially in these conditions. It's hard to be pinpoint perfect with each pass.
I'd love to know how many calories River burns during a game.
I want to like they should put like the mile tracker on there and see how many miles he runs, because he has been everywhere.
There's a lot of footprints on his field, and I think half of them are his.
Yeah.
Matanzas with a free kick. They just kind of lump it down the field. Looks like Zizek is there. He's going to clear it far into the night sky. Matanzas looks like they're still trying to go down Route 1 right up the middle, and FPC is not having any of it because they have that 5 at the back, and then they have number 13, Dylan Hardesty, who looks like he's playing kind of like a center defensive mid almost, and he just kind of mops up anything before it even gets there. They've dropped a little deeper with that midfield this half. There we go, trying to play it down the wing. Looks like it might have a little too much sauce on it, and it's going to run out of play for a goal kick for the FPC Bulldogs. I imagine we're going to see a lot of gamesmanship from the Bulldogs in the second half. Nobody's going to be in a hurry to take any free kicks or throw-ins. Matanzas striker's already protesting it because taking him about 25 seconds to take this goal kick.
Coach Amiri and I were talking about a game against FPC and St. Joe last year up in St. Augustine, where St. Joe got down with about 10 minutes left and the clock stopped for about 2 minutes.
Isaac wearing his familiar number 15, just like he does on the football field. He's played very well. All of the defenders, I mean, honestly, I couldn't pick out an FPC player that hasn't played well tonight.
And Isaac has such good hands. Why would he want to play a sport where he can't use them?
'Cause he's got good speed too. Oh, River Rodriguez got a little too excited there. Ball goes out of play, but that's he just pressed it though. He just keeps pressing, doesn't stop. He does look a little more tired this half than he did in the first half.
I'm
But
getting
anyone
tired
would,
just watching it.
The press is so suffocating. We actually had to open the windows up here in the press box. We were feeling it. Interested to see how Coach Amiri uses his substitutions in the second half to keep his guys' legs fresh, because he did not substitute very much in that first half.
No, he got Papadakis, a quick blow, but
After the yellow card,
Yeah.
which we found out they have to do. So it's good to know.
yeah, last night, Natalie Neal, the FPC goalkeeper, got a yellow card, and she came out, and Skylar Strickland had to throw on a pink jersey and jump out there for a few minutes.
Matanzas just trying to get some momentum going, but every time it seems like they get two passes strung together, FPC's there to clean up the third one. So they really need to start getting something going. We got 33 minutes left here in this contest.
It will start to get late early for the Pirates.
Yeah, the onus is all on them. FPC kind of seems content to just they're like, we're going to have 9 guys behind the ball. Come and try and score on us if you can, which is the exact opposite of how Matanzas wants this game to set up. That's not what they're built for. To make a cross-sport reference, if you watched the Army-Navy game last week, it's kind of like when Army got – ooh, a nice shot from outside the box there from number 20, Keegan O'Lynn, just over the crossbar. Tegan Paulo looked a little worried there for a second, but it kept sailing. But honestly, I think that's what Matanzas needs to do. With conditions like this, sometimes you got to let it fly from outside the box.
And me being a novice soccer fan, I always feel like just keep attacking the net. Something's going to go in at some point.
Especially in conditions like this, especially in the high school game, like something, it'll hit somebody and deflect or something, like, especially with that many bodies in front of Tegan Paulo at any given time, there's always a chance it catches somebody's shoe or something and it completely wrong foots him.
Well,
But-
a 2-0 game,
Yeah.
all you need is one thing to go right, and you're right back in it, too.
Yep.
There's a nice pass down here on the sideline by Matanzas, but FPC was able to clear it.
See, just like that, slipped right through Noah Daly, but Isaac was there to mop up using that speed. It's funny because on the football field, Isaac looks small, and then on the soccer field, he looks big.
Yeah, yeah.
It's funny how that works.
Little different when you're not standing on the same sideline as Stacy Mitchell.
Yeah, or Colby Cronk.
Yep.
Is Colby going early to NC State? Is he going to graduate early?
I have not been able to get confirmation on that. I will work on that.
Sorry to switch subjects, but we got Matanzas with a throw in. I feel like if you have somebody that can chuck it, you really need to get that ball in, but they're going to take it short, and it'll be an FPC throw in after another great tackle from Jace Zecca, who has really just been all over the place on that left side. He stayed home this whole game. He really hasn't gone past the halfway line much, but he hasn't needed to. When
Nice job
Papadakis,
there.
he's going to be looking for Moberly, I believe. He plays a through ball. Moberly still has it. He's looking, but there is nobody in the middle for him. Great speed there from Moberly. He was trying his hardest, and Zecca again mops it up on that left side. They've got no room to breathe for the Matanzas Pirates as we.
Bulldogs just don't allow that counter run. Even when they're aggressive, somehow they get back.
And I think that time, the reason there was nobody back is because they've been playing so heavily on the defensive end that.
And I think that's what FPC is going to probably do the second half is have those guys back, sit back, wait for Matanzas to commit, and then pounce. Especially with Moberly and River Rodriguez up there running. Like, just play a ball through one time, and you can make it 3-0. Good night. Matanzas with another throw in. A great tackle there from number 13, Dylan Hardesty.
10th grader has gotten a lot of play tonight. He's one of the few subs that's played.
Felipe de Campos goes on a little walkabout up through the midfield, but he returns back to the back line. FPC not in any hurry out here. Oh, and Matanzas looks like they might have something, but then FPC just, they return to the ball and they return to their position so quickly that by the time Matanzas looks up, there's 4 green jerseys in front of them. They don't have any time to do anything. Like Jay Zecca got beat there for like the first time all night, and then Hardesty's right there. But Zecca takes it back. And Zecca just hoofs it long. Goalkeeper Brandon Tavares mops it up. He passes it out to Kai Bonner.
De Leon did a good job there breaking up that pass to Moberly.
Oh, and there it is, a pass on the wings. Matanzas looked like they might finally be in business, but they still have 2 green jerseys. And I believe that is the first Matanzas corner of the game, if I'm not mistaken. They have to take advantage of this, Mike, you would think.
I think you're right. I was thinking about one in the corner, but that was a throw-in in the corner.
And then they had a free kick over there, but I don't think they've had a corner yet today. So Matanzas, you would think, be a lot of impetus on this corner.
And that's going to be Posada.
Posada, whose jersey almost looks brown from all the mud. He takes it, an outswinger. Probably one that he wishes he could have back. It's cleared pretty quickly by the FPC Bulldogs after all that build-up.
That was Papadakis breaking that one up.
Oh, and a speculative effort there from number 14, Jose Cortez. But at this point, that's kind of what you have to do if you're Matanzas. If you see a route to goal, and it was on target, so fair enough. But it would be very hard to beat Tegan Paolo from there.
But it is a damp ball, so it may slide a little bit.
You never know. Could hit something, take something.
And now, Matanzas with control. De Leon near midfield. As now, here comes Moberly. He has Rodriguez with him, and it's wide. As Moberly took a shot. Trying to get a deflection there, but that's going to be come back off the foot of Brandon Tavares. 26 minutes to go in the second half.
That field is starting to look like more mud. Oh, and a great through ball there. Matanzas could not quite get on the end of it. That's Jay Zecca again. He has been everywhere for the FPC Bulldogs.
And that's a great tackle in a dangerous area, because if you make the wrong type of contact, all of a sudden you have a penalty kick.
It looked like Nico Correa was off to the races.
He almost was, but Jay Zecca tracked him down, forces a corner kick here for the Matanzas Pirates, who again will be looking to do something with this. In-swinger, and it is again cleared by FPC. That one managed to hit the ground in the box, but not a whole lot they could do with it after that. 25 minutes here to go at Sal Campanella Stadium. The FPC Bulldogs lead the Matanzas Pirates 2-0 off of a wonder strike from Jack Moberly, and then a little bit of a scruffy goal from Rami Amiri.
15 goals now for Moberly, 11 for Rami.
Oh, and Moberly passes it into River Rodriguez, and it'll be another corner for the FPC Bulldogs. It should have been, yeah, it is. So corner for the FPC Bulldogs. Interested to see if they take it quickly like they did with the last one that they scored from.
There doesn't seem a lot of urgency there right now.
I can't imagine there would be. This game, every second that comes off that clock is a victory for the Bulldogs.
Rami already has a goal from the corner. And now that is going to be Moberly from the corner.
Moberly taking the corner. Interesting. Oh, little training ground routine. Miri pops it in. Nothing too dangerous, though, and Moberly's going to lump it back down. River Rodriguez giving chase as he has this entire game.
Stifling in the corner. And the Pirates are able to clear as FPC was dropping back.
Oh, and great dribbling there from Amiri. He passes it through to River Rodriguez, who was onside despite the case being played. Oh, and almost made its way in through to Jack Moberly, who you think would have finished that one off. Oh, nice shot off the crossbar. Oh, and Amiri looks again. Runo tries to slice it in, but he is defended by Vince Ferrer there. And the ball will go out of play for a Matanzas throw.
Making the Pirates work on the defensive end.
They are. Interested to see how the body language goes here for the Pirates in the second half, especially as we get almost to the halfway point of the second half. That urgency is really going to start taking a toll. You might see mental mistakes.
FPC looking for their first win since December 2020.
Wow. That feels like another lifetime ago. Before any of these guys were in school, apparently. I would think, right? Yeah. Yes. Going a through ball. But Posada stopped his run because he would have been offside. Oh, and a cross in, but there's no one there to beat on the end of the cross. Matanzas with another shot, but it's smothered there by Hardesty. Great defensive play there from the midfielder.
December 11th, 2020.
4 years and a week. Ball comes back to Kai Bonner, who's trying to kick it down into the box, but he slipped. And then they get a handball on Matanzas, so that'll be a free kick for FPC that they are in no particular hurry to play. As Isaac looks like he's going to take it. And Isaac just clears it safely. Hardesty on the ball with the back heel pass. Little flare there to Noah Daly. Costa and Posada playing 1-2 there in the middle of the pitch. Back to Kai Bonner. He links up with Nunes de Santos. He has a pass in, but Mikhail Isaac cleans it up. And that'll be another corner for the Matanzas Pirates, who seem like they might be starting to turn the screw a little bit, Mike.
Yeah, it's time is running short. 1,469 days since the last time the Pirates lost to FPC.
Looks like it's going to be another corner for the Matanzas Pirates after they took that quick one. Interested to see what their strategy is here. They really have not. I don't know why you don't bring Bonner into the box. He seems like he would be pretty good in the air. He's very tall. And another in-swinging corner is cleared by the first man on the FPC line. But Matanzas maintains possession. They look like they're going to try and recycle the ball back through.
I'll be coming the other way. Should be a water break, I would think, at this point.
The referee seems to be letting it play on, so neither of the coaches seem interested in a water break either, so especially not FPC. You don't want to give him another chance to talk to his guys. But I think, yep, there we go. We spoke a little too soon, Mike. So there's a water break here.
Thank you so much for joining us here on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. We appreciate you. 19 minutes left here in this one between the Matanzas Pirates and the FPC Bulldogs. Bulldogs lead the Pirates 2-0 in the first El Classico on the WNZF Sports Network. Thank you so much for joining us on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We appreciate your support. What do you think of your first El Clasico, John Austin?
It's been good. I've been very impressed with the shape of the FPC team. You can tell that Coach Amiri set out with a very specific game plan in mind, and then his players are executing it to a T. Like, they have not given Matanzas time on the ball. Matanzas has not been able to make it through the middle of the park at all. And they have really just gummed up the works for them so that their only options have been on the edges. And then the two fullbacks, Runo and Zeka, have pretty much cleaned up all of that. So there has not really been anywhere to go. It's been kind of a cul-de-sac for the Matanzas Pirates of sorts. And, yeah, I've been very impressed. A lot of players for FPC just playing their hearts out. And it's hard to come up with, like, who I might even think would be the player of the match in this one.
Very close to being a 3-0 game, as well as the ball hit the crossbar there for the Bulldogs. And I don't remember a quality scoring opportunity for the Pirates in this game so far.
No, they had a couple crosses in that were kind of a goalmouth scramble, but there were always 4 or 5 Bulldogs in there, and they managed to clear it pretty easily. Like, it was kind of a heart and mouth moment for the coach, but it really wasn't not a an actual shot on target or anything that even has troubled Paolo, aside from the free kick that Jonathan Costa took over here that went off the top side of the crossbar. That's been really the only thing that Paolo has had to think about all day. So interested to see as we get started back here. 19:17 on the clock here at Sal Campanella Stadium in Palm Coast, Florida. Little gamesmanship from the FPC player doing the throw in, taking his time even though the clock is not ticking yet. And the clock gets back going. Jay Zeka with another tackle. I would love to have the statistics on Jay Zeka tackles today. It's got to be in the teens.
I'm not quite there yet. I know I'm usually the stats guy. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still trying to get basketball under control.
And it's hard to quantify in soccer because you never really know. It's like, oh, does that count as a tackle? Looks like we're going to have a free kick for Matanzas. This is a big opportunity for them. Just under 19 minutes to go to play an in-swinger. Looks like Jonathan Costa might be taking it, or Posada. Looks like Posada is going to take it unless he plays a little short ball to Costa.
Certainly looks like that's the setup.
But Costa runs behind him. I still don't know why you don't have the big center back up there trying to get his head on the ball, but I'm not a coach, so don't ask me. In-swinger played in, cleared by the FPC Bulldogs. Jack Runo there. Matanzas still trying to trouble the Bulldogs. He's dribbling down to the corner. He backheels it, trying to get it to go off an FPC player. Oh, and Jonathan Costa with a shot just beyond the right post. That one troubled Tegan Powell a little bit, but fortunately for him, it bounced beyond him. Looked like he might have had his post covered anyway, but a good effort from Jonathan Costa with really their first attempt of the second half.
Yeah, maybe the best look they've had all night.
Yeah, Rich and I were talking about how like the only one I think that had even troubled Tegan Powell thus far was the Costa free kick that went off the top side of the crossbar. Oh, you're starting to see more players slip here in this second half as that field gets just really chewed up. They're going to have to definitely water that thing before the girls play here on Friday. And maybe not even water, maybe aerate it,
Does
dry
it need
out.
more water?
I was going to say maybe the opposite of water it.
We saw at Matanzas this year, that field, the field at the Ship will flood pretty easily. And it was funny because the day after the hurricane, that was actually the driest the field had been because it was a combination of not a lot of rain the night before. It was a bright sunny day, and it was windy, so it really dried out. You need a windy day.
Yeah, I still remember that mainland FPC game, the famous 7-2 game, where
they would have killed for this field.
Yeah, exactly. It was basically a swimming pool. The mainland Buccaneers were wearing yellow, but it looked like their school colors were brown and brown.
That's one of those nights where it's great to have Marcus Mitchell with his built-in four-wheel drive.
That's right. The baby bus.
Free kick here from the FPC Bulldogs. They still have 6 guys back on defense, so it looks like Coach Amiri has decided to just, and there's
a little flop there,
from Jay Zecca. He's probably going to get a yellow card there for kicking the ball away. You can't do that. That's one of the rules. He didn't get it. I'm guessing he didn't get a yellow card for the foul. I'm guessing he got it for punting the ball away after the foul had been blown for. If I'm to understand correctly. But as you can hear, the FPC fans might not. Yeah, they definitely do not like that rule.
Oh, well.
We apologize for that.
That was not from up here, for the record.
Yeah, that was.
Nah, you come see me about 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
There might have been words like that coming from up here.
I was not here for the famed.
You missed the story of the year.
It made national news, I heard, or I saw.
Shout out John Boy Media.
Yeah. I can't believe that. Taking away a down.
Do you know how many messages I got that night?
150.
107, but yes,
all right,
a lot. I was at the St. Augustine regional final 2 weeks later, and it's all anyone wanted to talk about.
Did you see Teddy Bridgewater's team?
Yeah, they took down Reigns.
They put the boots to Reigns, man. 41-0 in the state championship game.
There were a couple games that were blowouts, that were unexpected blowouts.
Teddy Bridgewater coaching a high school team?
Yeah, he coaches
Miami Northwestern.
Wow. Yep. And Reigns, I don't think had lost a game all season, but I think I'm not sure you can. Was the stat that Miami Northwestern gave up 12 points the entire season? It was something absurd like that.
It was close to it, but they played a tough schedule too. But that game and then the Lakeland game, seeing Lakeland get blown out like that by St. Thomas Aquinas was pretty surprising.
Yeah.
I have to admit.
Oh, and here we go, Matanzas with a shot. Oh, slick one. Gave Paolo a little trouble. He just deflects it off his shoulder. And then he gives thanks to God that it went off of his shoulder and went out of bounds instead of going into his net. Matanzas looks like they might have a little bit of life here with 14 minutes to go here at FPC. Jonathan Costa to take the corner. Paolo with a great punch. And then it's going to be finished off, kicked out.
Costa slow to get up.
Yeah, Costa, he looks like he's not having a great time. He's kind of hobbling on one foot. Seems like a treacherous enterprise here on this field tonight. As Isaac with an unconvincing clearance. Matanzas still has the ball. And there we go. A little bit more authoritative from Jack Runno there to get the ball out. Costa looks like he's kind of running off that hobble.
And he's not going to want to come out in this game.
That's going to be another foul. Looks like Costa, he looks like he's healed enough to take this free kick. I wonder if he's going to try and test Paolo again. Kind of hitting that slice.
Definitely feel the intensity in the atmosphere.
Yeah, Matanzas, after the water break, they seem to have, I think the message got across that they really need to start pressing this game. Costa to take the free kick. Great bend. Oh, man. Great bend. The header just was not quite there for Matanzas. And FPC clears it. And River Rodriguez has the ball. He's looking for an outlet. He can't quite find one. If he can find Jack Moberly, he was in acres of space on the left-hand side. There we go. We're starting to see that turf monster taking more and more victims with every play. Amiri with the ball. Great touch there from number 13, Hardesty. And Amiri is clattered into. The ref says play on. Through ball in to Moberly. A little too much sauce on it. Brandon Tavares collects it. Amiri is still down on the pitch. Looks like it might be a cramp, which I would not be surprised about because they have been covering every blade of grass out there, or every blade of mud, I guess I should say. Yep, you see a couple Matanzas players get down and stretching those hamstrings.
Don't see the trainer out yet.
Looks like he's going to go to the sideline, catch a blow for a minute. He will be replaced by Andro LaRosa, my apologies. And number 13, Alex Diaz, coming back in for the Matanzas Pirates, replacing Nico Correa. One last throw of the dice here for the Matanzas boss. Seeing what happens with the last 12 minutes of the game here to go. River Rodriguez somehow still standing. Mike and I are tired just looking at him. I need a Gatorade.
Boundless energy.
Hope they have ice baths in that locker room. Get him in one pronto after this game.
I know they've got the those compression pants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have those, I know.
I need like a compression suit for my whole body. Just like everything. Matanzas trying to play the ball out wide. But Zeka still has a lot to say about that, and they have forced to go backwards. It's not what you want to see right now if you're a Matanzas Pirate fan. Kai Bonner plays it into Jonathan Costa. Looking for the wings again. He's got a little bit more space this time. Back to Costa in the middle. Ooh, great touch there from Jonathan Costa. Matanzas looks like they might have an opening here, but then it's just smothered. There are 7 Bulldogs there. Cross in. Oh. Paolo wasn't quite sure what he wanted to do with that ball. Looks like he got a touch on it according to the referee, and it'll go out for a Matanzas corner kick. Paolo got caught in 2 minds there. He wasn't sure if he wanted to punch it, grab it. He let it hit the ground, and then he tried to touch it, which on this ground, not an easy process. And the corner comes in. A great corner kick. No one could find it, though. Moberly gets the ball out, and he looked like he was fouled. Great cross there from Kai Bonner. Oh, man, great cross from the center back, Kai Bonner. But it was met in the box by number 7, Robert Sarasi. I keep trying to call him Roberto Sarasi. My apologies, Robert. But he couldn't quite get the right purchase on the ball to put it in the back of the net. Great cross there from the big center back, Kai Bonner. He's had a great game, regardless of what the scoreline says. Kai Bonner has played his socks off tonight.
Are you surprised they didn't stop the clock there?
I am a little bit, I guess. I don't know, but I guess because he came up so quick. I think if it would have taken a little bit longer like it did with Amiri, they would have. I wonder if Amiri's night is done. He's standing on the sideline over there, trying to shake it off. There's Papadakis pulling the strings again, passing it out to Jack Moberly. Moberly fouls Kai Bonner there. The FPC fans are not happy about it, but it was a pretty straightforward foul
No, I
there.
think they were looking to see that Alvarez got fouled, but I believe the FPC foul occurred first.
It did, as far as I saw. I'd have to watch the tape
No,
back.
I think you're right.
But we don't have VAR up here, so we don't have that capability. Bonner with the pass into midfield. Matanzas still trying to pick the lock that is the FPC defense. Papadakis clears it out. Caden Alvarez gives chase. He came in for River Rodriguez, he had slowed down a little bit here in the second half, which I can't blame him. He has been all over the place. So Caden Alvarez got told to just go do what he's been doing all game. 8:25 here to go inside Sal Campanella Stadium in El Classico. Matanzas Pirates down 2-0 against the FPC Bulldogs, who look for their first win. Oh, and strike from Jonathan Costa. Tegan Paolo going to take his time. Hasn't even picked it up yet. Doesn't want to start that clock, and he's going to smother it inside his penalty area. One of the rules in soccer that is the least enforced is when the goalkeeper gets it, he's supposed to have 6 seconds from the time he picks up the ball to when he's supposed to either punt it or throw it, and I've never seen it once enforced at any level.
I actually did see it enforced earlier this year in a game. Goalie just kind of laid on the ball.
Yeah.
and after about 10 seconds, the card came out.
Yep. That would be an indirect free kick, which means you can't kick it straight into the net. You have to touch it and then give it to somebody else. It's not an actual penalty, which is a wild rule. It's one of those rules, it's like an obscure one that you just never really see very often, especially in the pro game. They never call that. Goalkeepers lay on the ball for hours. Matanzas still trying to do something, but every time they run into 3 or 4 FPC players. Looked like it was a good pass there from Simonera. Oh, Kai Bonner. He's going to foul Caden Alvarez. If you're FPC, I imagine you're going to take your sweet time with this one. Let that clock keep ticking.
6.5 to go. FPC looking for their first win against Matanzas in 1,469 days.
Pass out to Jace Zecca.
I don't know about that one.
It looked like it was a foul, but a little theatrical there. Yellow card going to be issued. Number 13 for Matanzas, Alex Diaz, and he is going to have to take a seat on the bench for a few minutes. It looked like it was a foul, but the foul wasn't called, and then Jace Zecca made a business decision to make the foul be called. Little theatric fall there from Jace Zecca. Papadakis to take the free kick. FPC actually putting a decent amount of bodies forward right now with 6:15 to go here on the clock.
Make sure you got the ball sitting on the right seam.
Yeah, Papadakis looking for his hat trick of assists tonight. Good cross in. Nobody there to get on it. And Matanzas tries to flood the ball the other way. But Jace Zecca and DeCampos clean it up. DeCampos looks like he might have picked up a knock on that one, which is unfortunate because he's been playing a great game tonight. Oh, and the referee signals for the clock to stop. DeCampos is up and on his feet, though. Looks like he's no worse for wear. That's good to see. He's played a heck of a game tonight, that kid.
Pirates going to make some subs here, as is FPC.
What are FPC's defensive stats for this year, Mike? Because I know that they've been very good attacking. Have they given up a decent amount of goals this year?
They have given up 8.
Oh, wow. So they've played That's like less than a goal a game. So this is right on track. Hopefully Tegan Paolo gets another clean sheet.
This would be his 8th of the year.
Wow. Oh, and Jonathan Costa looks like his race might be run. It's unfortunate to see, but he's walking off under his own power with a little help from his friends.
Ron Steinweir, the longtime FPC athletic trainer, out there to look at him. Ron wearing a blue hat. He works for Advent Health, so that's why. But I'm still going to give him I'm still going to give Ron a hard time. I'm going to call him out on the broadcast. Ron and I go back to my days doing middle school football. Way, way back. As Ron used to provide his services for the Gamble Rogers Stingrays, 3-time SJMSAA champions. Shout out Stingray Nation.
Jack Moberly looking to get on the end of that one. And it's just cleared into the stands by the Matanzas defense as the clock continues ticking. Just about 5 minutes to go here at FPC. The Bulldogs not committing many men forward. Looks like they have about 5 or 6 back in defense. Trying to keep what they have here.
314 seconds left. Papadakis with the southpaw kick from the corner. I decided that somebody being left-footed could be a southpaw because technically a paw is a foot, right?
I like that. I like that.
Maybe south hind paw?
It's too mouthy.
Yeah.
Oh, and a ball over the top there for Correa, but Paolo's out of his net and cleans it up before Correa can get on the end of it. Looked like Jace Zecca might have had it covered anyway, but Paolo was there just to make sure.
Southeast and southwest? I don't know. I mean, so the southwest paw would be the foot?
Now it's just getting too complicated.
A lot of geography. I mean,
we're getting in the philosophical weeds here.
You're the astronomer here, Rich.
That's true. I need a GPS, though.
Having ridden with Rich lots of places, it's true. It's true.
I'm not getting anywhere without that GPS.
Oh, the opposite of that. Matanzas with the throw in. Great throw there. Don't know why we haven't seen more of that tonight. Vince Ferrer, apparently he's got quite the cannon on him.
Once I've been somewhere once, I can always get back there again, except for Spec Martin. Every time we go to Spec Martin, I get turned around, and I don't know why.
I feel like every time I come to this school, that's going to be a foul on Jace Zecca. He's got to be careful on a yellow card. Does not want to pick up a second one. It'll be a free kick here for Matanzas as the clock keeps rolling.
You got to think.
Oh, and the referee signals for the clock to stop.
Yeah,
3:14.
You got to look at the situation. Obviously, De Leon, with precious seconds running off, is not sitting there, trying to sell an injury.
Yeah.
When that's time that he knows his team desperately needs.
Oh, played on the floor, but it was closed down there by Jack Moberly. He's been kind of all over the place in the second half. Hasn't had much to do offensively, but defensively he's played very well. And that looks like it's going to be overcooked, and it'll be a Flagler Palm Coast goal kick.
And you see the Matanzas player hurriedly running to Tegan Paulo.
They're stopping the clock for the substitution of FPC, which I believe that's policy. When it's under 5 minutes and the leading team substitutes, they stop the clock. Number 4, Brian Jenkins back into the game. Give Jace Zecca a little breather. Also make sure he doesn't pick up a second yellow card. Matanzas still trying to wriggle their way through.
And referring to Zeka, it was probably more of the latter than the former.
Yeah, he was, especially after that last tackle. I'm sure Coach Amiri was a little iffy on that. He's like, yeah,
Reeling him
maybe.
in,
Yeah. You played very well. You've had some aggressive tackles. Let's call it a day.
Let's not let the last 2 minutes spoil 78 minutes of great play.
Under 2 minutes, or just about 2 minutes to go here. Matanzas looks like they're still trying to get something going here.
You need the hockey rule. You should be able to pull the goalkeeper.
You can, technically. It's risky.
Right. He
but
can
you
run up
can.
and play, right?
Yeah, he can. Liverpool scored a goal with their goalkeeper famously 3 years ago. He had a header off a corner. One of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Fun fact, all 3 FPC goalkeepers have scored a goal at some point this season. As forwards, not as goalkeepers, but they've all scored. And I'll tell you what, when Hayden Adams scored his goal,
Everybody went crazy.
oh, it went nuts. It was awesome.
Matanzas still looking to find a way through. Correa dancing around the touchline. That's going to be cleared out by Noah Daly. But not very far. Matanzas, but he's closed down there by number 6, Eduardo Pavone. And that ball goes off the football crossbar. Under a minute to go here. FPC looks like the Matanzas Pirates have kind of accepted that this game is probably outside of their grasp. A great game here from the FPC Bulldogs, my apologies. Truly suffocating defense. And they came with a game plan and then they executed that game plan, Mike. I've been very impressed here. Coach Amiri did a great job and his players did a great job of executing his vision.
He's going to have to wear the suit again. I'm going to hold him to that.
Yeah, that suit, that's got to be the thing.
1,469 days since the last time FPC beat Matanzas. December 11th, 2020. And that 1,469-day drought is over.
A little bit of a coming together here at the end of the game. Hopefully Moberly, and I can't see the
game
Matanzas
ended on
Pirates.
quite a collision down there.
It looks like De Leon.
It didn't look intentional or as if there was any malice in it. It was just a coming together. Looked like a clash of heads.
Both players still on the ground. So the El Classico, first one ever on the
man.
Thanks,
WNZF
Coach.
Sports Network. The FPC Bulldogs are victorious. They win 2-0. And quite a run for the Bulldogs this season on the WNZF Sports Network.
Looked like Moberly picked up quite a knock on his forehead there.
Yeah, he's bleeding.
He is bleeding.
FPC improves to 9-1-2. Matanzas falls to 8-2-1. Goals tonight by Jack Moberly with 37:50 left in the first. Rami Amiri with 12:05 left in the first.
It's a shame to see the game end on that kind of collision. Both players still down, and FPC player definitely drew blood there. It's been quite a run for the Bulldogs on the WNZF Sports Network with these crosstown showdowns. They win the Potato Bowl. They win the first round of the Battle for Belterre in basketball, and then they win the girls' soccer game yesterday, and then today they win the boys' soccer game. So the Bulldogs on a roll here in that crosstown showdown.
5th straight win. 10th straight game without a loss. An unfortunate end to a great game.
Yeah, we'll keep it here, see the kids get up and that they're okay.
Tegan Hollow with his 8th clean sheet of the year. He improves to 9-0-2. Brandon Tavares takes his first loss of the season. He's now 6-1-1. Thanks again to Coach Kat Bradley for joining us tonight at halftime, giving us her expertise. And the Rangers have traded Capo Caco. What a night.
So the Bulldogs take it 2-0 here. What did you think of your first experience calling the soccer game on the WNZF Sports Network, John Austin?
It was a lot harder to see the numbers on the players. Like the numbers on the front don't really do much, but it was a lot harder to see the numbers than I thought. But overall, I thought it was a very good game, highly contested. FPC just had a plan, and they executed it a little bit better. Matanzas didn't really know what to do with that press, and that defense of FPC really just smothered them and just kind of got the life out of them. It was a very impressive game from the FPC defense. I couldn't give you a man of the match. I would give it to all 5 of the guys in the back line probably, if I could.
Great sportsmanship there between the two teams, the Bulldogs and the Pirates getting together.
Yeah,
probably saying a prayer for their teammates that are injured still on the ground here.
Well, you gotta, like, these kids, they all grew up together probably. Like, you know, that was the thing. It was a very clean rivalry tonight. Nothing crazy, not too chippy or anything. It was just a good, respectful rivalry between, you know, crosstown friends. A respectful rivalry, if you will.
It certainly was. And Mike, the winter sports schedule continues on, and we return with FPC basketball on December 26th. Next week, the day after Christmas.
Yep, they continue to be hot. They will be hosting Whitman Hanson, I believe is the name of the school. Making the trip down for a winter break tour, and then FPC will be a part of that tour, and WNZF Sports Network as well, as we continue to see Greg Shirley's team improve after an 0-4 start.
Now they've played extremely well as well since that 0-4 start, winning, as we talked about, the first round of the Battle for Belterre.
They've won 4 straight.
Round 2 coming up on the 23rd of January.
Bulldog basketball will be at New Smyrna Beach tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, New Smyrna Beach, in my neck of the woods.
In John Austin's backyard, so.
Yeah, it's not a terrible drive down I-95. Took me about 42 minutes to get here today. Nothing terrible.
So I'll be Whitman Hanson Regional from Whitman, Massachusetts. That will be featured.
Interesting.
So they're taking.
Well, they're always going to err on the side of caution in these situations.
And that's what they're doing now.
And those head injuries, they bleed a lot, even if they're not necessarily that bad. A lot of times they look a lot worse than they are. So we hope that is the case tonight.
We'll get an injury update from Mike Licio probably on the Sports Report coming up Friday morning on WNZF. Don't miss it from 6 to 9 on WNZF. And, of course, the Rich and Mike Sports Show coming up Saturday morning. We'll have an update on this situation as well Saturday morning at 7:30 on News Radio WNZF 94.9 FM. Once again, the final score here tonight, the Bulldogs, they win the El Classico 2-0 over the Matanzas. Try to get that proper soccer.
We just need to hang out
rhetoric.
more. You and I will watch more soccer together, and we'll get there.
We'll watch some more soccer. 2-0. Bulldogs defeat the Pirates here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us on the WNZF Sports Network, the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. Thanks again to Mike Licio and John Austin, producer Sharon Carroll. I'm Rich Carroll. Have a great Christmas, Flagler County.